Seascapes, you can see we're just setting up, getting the last of our liquid clear off of the canvas. If this is your first time watching a Paint with Josh video, tell us where you're watching from, what time it is, and what's your favorite sandwich. We love to hear. We don't need so much clear on the bottom, and then we'll be good to go, right? We've taken our Bob Ross liquid white, touched the top of the canvas with the liquid white, put the liquid clear along the bottom, wiped it off with a paper towel, and now we're ready to paint a gorgeous sunset seascape. May have a UFO in it. We never know what's going to happen until it actually happens. And my phthalo green is just running, taking a marathon over here. Woo! All right, welcome to Sunday Seascapes, everybody. Let's go through our colors. Van Dyke brown, dark sienna, cad yellow, bright red, yellow ochre, phthalo green, phthalo blue, alizarin crimson, midnight black, and titanium white. Now we're going to need our cool little fantastic technical piece of equipment called our solo cup. And that's going to make a gorgeous little sunset up into our sky. So again, tell us where you're watching from, what time it is, and let me take a quick breather with a little Red Bull. Like I need any more energy, right? Woo! All right, let's do it. I'm always out of breath, like I'm nervous for you guys or something. All right, let's go through. We'll take our yellow. Take our yellow, just a little smidge of the red, and we'll come in here and we'll mix them all up and take this nice, pretty, kind of light orangey color. We don't want it to be too bright. We don't want it to be too dark. Now we'll come over here, grab our solo cup, and maybe off about right there, right? Take that, go around the edge, and we'll make like a little kid's sunset. Bam. There we go, mommy. Perfect, right? Take our sun rays, go out like that. I'm glad you guys tuned in to watch this today. Glad. All right, now, I never like it to be so perfect. So let's take it and just blend it out a little bit in one area. Maybe come out along here, and then start to pull it in like a clock from every direction. Bam, 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 leaving this little light area inside the center. And that's going to be just perfect. Now we're going to take our yellow ochre, which is a little bit darker of a yellow, maybe a little smidge of the red into that, and then just come around. Look at the difference. It's very little. So it's a slight little difference, but it's a different change in there. A little bit more red, yellow ochre, change it up, come down here, right? Just haphazardly. It doesn't even matter. Maybe just straight red over here. Maybe we'll add a little bit of crimson to it. Oh yeah, see that? These gorgeous things, you can go anywhere. Little crimson up here. Just let it blend all together, right? We're gonna take and blend it out with our big 2-inch brush, so don't worry about that. Maybe there's a slight little area up top. We'll cover our sides, just so the buyer doesn't have to frame it. They got a nice finished painting, and it only takes a few seconds. All right, do we have anybody any comments, babe, where people are watching from?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
No worries. I do have London here, my gorgeous wife. She helps out with all the lives and reads out your comments live so I can answer back to them. Look at this phthalo green. It's just running the whole width. We're going to get a little bit of blue now. We got a lot of crimson on the brush. We get a little bit of blue, a little bit of crimson. Come in from here, make this kind of deep, dark, bluish, lavendery sky color. Fantastic. Maybe take a little of this bit.
Got the
over here.
Northern Ireland Fan Club. Jackie
Hey,
Carson,
Mark Anderson.
Cheryl, Nails by Leanne, Larry Rowe, Tita Platy.
Welcome, everyone.
Larry Rowe, Louisa Baldwin, Karen D'Souza.
There we go. Bam, just like that. Perfect.
Little Rock, Arkansas in the house.
Little
Florida,
Rock.
New Mexico, Ohio, Kansas City, Chicago, Michigan, Bronx, New York.
Very cool. The Bronx. Nice. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Let's clean that brush off real quick. Beat the devil out of it, right? Just like Bob used to do. Right into our odorless mineral spirits. I've had to paint the brush cleaner before. I've used paint thinner before. I'm telling you, get the low odor mineral spirits, because that other stuff will stink you right out of your own house. It is very, very, very smelly. So, this is gorgeous. Look at that. Now, we're going to come back to our dry 2-inch brush. I'm going to go into the center of our brightest area first. And just, I don't know, maybe make a couple little circles. Just to soften it a little bit, right? Fantastic. Now we're going to start mixing that back and forth. Drag some of that yellow out here. Drag some of the pink in different ways. Less pressure, more pressure, right? All depends on what you want your sky to look like. Don't want to blend all the colors out to where they are all the same. That's not going to look good. So you decide when you want your painting to be done, right? And this thing really wants to try to grow in around that light area. So just keep that, if we can just keep that nice bright light area that we tried to save, that is the goal, right? All right, now that we've done all of our lighter colors, why don't we come up here, start dragging that blue. It's really gonna wanna grow in as it mixes with that crimson-y color. Maybe down underneath, it starts to get a little gray off in the distance, way off back there, right? Don't overdo all these little differences in our blue sky. That's what makes them really cool. You have the little light, dark areas, all the differences. Right? And the more you pull on this, the harder and further it's gonna wanna grow in around our sky, so don't overdo it, right? Mix very lightly. What's up, baby?
Vicious Twist said, I did not expect it to blend that easily.
Oh yeah, when you have the liquid white on the canvas, it really works for blending out all these colors. They all mix together. And I mean, if you did it all and just went across the entire sky, it would all end up looking this kind of bluish gray color. And so you got to tell yourself when to stop. When does it look right to you, right? Let's go wash that brush off. Got to wash the brush, beat the devil out of it.
Guys, if you can do me a huge favor, tap that screen on TikTok, press that share button, share it around to whoever you can. That would be amazing.
Share. You guys see that right there? Share. All right, now anywhere that there's a real hard line, I like to go and put a couple clouds over the top. So, like over here, my lighting just doesn't allow me to see when everything is nice and blended. So with a clean, dry brush again, just gonna go back around those areas, trying to leave that little thing, very slight amount of pressure. Look, we didn't even hit all the bristles of the brush. Very small amount of pressure. Clean it off with just a couple whacks on the old bucket down there, right? Let's see. All right, that looks cool. That looks cool. Again, don't overdo these little things. You don't want to have everything be the same. You got to have differences, right? At least that's how I like it. A couple differences everywhere. Clean that old brush off again. Again, we didn't even have to get it wet. Now, right in the center of that brightest area, what are we going to put right there? What's making all this beautiful light? Well, that'd be our little gorgeous sun, right? So take a little bit of white on the end of our filbert brush. Doesn't need to be a whole huge amount of paint. You don't even have to use the other side. We're going to come right into the brightest part of that lighter area, push flat, and then rotate our bristles around until we make a complete circle. And while we're doing this, it's blending. So the more times you spin around, the less bright your sun is going to be. And just like that, it stands out perfectly. Woo! I always get questions where people say, how come my clouds change to the color of this when I start to mix them? Well, if you don't leave a nice bright white area, you're never going to have nice bright white sun or bright white clouds or anything. Speaking of clouds, honey.
Yes, babe.
Let's go in and do some clouds. They're my favorite thing to paint at clouds. It's just so much fun you can have. So let's get a little bit of our red, a little bit of our yellow ochre, right? We started out with cad yellow and red to make this nice color. So let's go that little bit darker to make a little shadow of a cloud. Yellow ochre, a little bit of bright red, just on the corner of the brush. We'll load it up. You can see just on the one side, just like that. Don't even need a whole lot. And then we'll decide where we want, are there any hard areas in your sky where the two colors just didn't blend as nicely as you wanted, or there's a big thick line of crimson and blue? You can always put a cloud over that, don't worry. Just come in, a couple little things, leaving light areas, dark areas. Have to throw it off that way, very cool.
For anyone asking in the comments, we did put a black backdrop because we were having comments about the paintings in the background being distracting. So showing that focal point is really important to us. So we did.
We want you guys to learn, not get distracted.
We did purchase a backdrop. I hope that helps. I hope you guys like it.
London really thinks it looks nice, and that everyone commented and said how nice it looked, and so now I'll just never live it down that we didn't do it sooner. Fact. A little bit of crimson into that red and yellowish, maybe up here. Who knows? We had a little bit, a little cloud. Maybe this guy just came out He can just went out wherever he wanted to go. All of this just mess, right? Starting to trap our little eye of our sun inside there. Now, instead of pulling it down and covering up all that area, we're trying to push it up. Let's push it up. Like a bra, right? I guess, I don't know, I don't wear them. I go free. Just like that. Okay, now, let's go into a different color. So we have that orangey, then we have a little bit more crimson. And maybe over here we go into a little bit more crimson and just a little touch of that blue, just to make our kind of lavendery color, right?
So for anyone who just joined, this is oil paint wet on wet technique made famous by Bill Alexander into what more people know today from Bob Ross. Josh has been painting for 3 years. You can purchase any painting and we go live every Friday and every Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on a Friday, Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Remember, we're going to push it up away from this thing. Oh, man. Look at that. Let it grow in different places where it wants. It's like a little eyeball in our sky now. Just mixing it, pushing harder, pushing less, pushing. It's all about the pressure, right? I came up with the 3 P's. The amount of paint on the brush or the amount of paint on the canvas, the amount of pressure, and of course practice, right? Gotta practice. Take a little bit of that darker color down here.
Thank you so much for the gifts. Really appreciate it. If we did reach 130,000 taps last week.
Oh man, if we could beat that.
So if you are new here, please remember you are supporting a small artist. I see hundreds of people in celebrities' lives sending gifts.
All right, celebrities don't need that.
They make their money. They're in movies. They've got records. They've got everything else. Remember to support small artists on TikTok.
It really does help, guys. The gifts, the taps. Again, London was talking about we had 120,000 taps last weekend on Sunday. So if we can get more taps on the screen, I'll start doing crazy and wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man dances.
We do have that. Thank you so much for the hand hearts. Really appreciate it. We do
Yes,
have a
love
live
it.
goal on TikTok right now for the air dancer. If you want to
Wacky
see Josh
waving.
act like a fool, you can send one of those and he will do his best air dancer impression.
Right, a little bit of white down in here. Just a little bit. It's going to blend in with whatever colors we have there. We don't want to cover all of those gorgeous colors
Hey,
either.
we got one.
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. I'm Al Harrington, part of Wacky Waving Inflatable Arm Flailing Tube Man Emporium and Warehouse.
Okay.
We're here to pass these painting tips along to you!
Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I think everybody likes it when somebody gives one of those. Let's see. All right, taking a little bit more of our white. We don't want to cover up all of our shadows and stuff. Maybe along the top up here. There was a few little areas that got lit up, right? Leaving areas for it to grow because the paint's going to want to move, right? It's not going to want to just stay there. It's going to want to move all around this whole sucker. So again, we're going to blend it back.
If you stay until the very end, Josh does put birds in his paintings, but you've got to stay till the end.
Yeah, they're part of the signature and they come with a story. And if you want to hear the story, you got to stay till the end. There we go. Very cool. Differences in color, right? Not all the same white, not all the same shadow. Differences, depth, distance. Just by mixing it up. Going crazy.
If you like the shirt that Josh is wearing, you can head over
Hey!
to paintwithjosh.com and you can purchase that shirt. It is his shirt covered in his logo. Again, that shirt's available at paintwithjosh.com. You can also find it on Etsy, right?
Yeah. You can go on Etsy, paintwithjosh.etsy.com, and then just type in clothing in the search bar, and it'll pull up everything that I have that's clothing related in my store. And this will be one of the first things you see. Okay, I'm going to kind of push this one a little bit this way, but also going back. So we're going to the right. We're going to the left. See what I mean?
If anybody's watching on YouTube and they want to see Josh do that crazy little dance again, you can head over to TikTok, Paint with Josh K, and he will do a wacky wavy and floaty man. I can't say it.
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Yes, he will do that and dance the whole time.
I was watching Family Guy earlier, and there's another episode where that guy comes out and he's like, newly single, slightly hairy, or something. What is it? It's like something, newly single, slightly hairy salesman, because he's trying to do like a dating app.
Okay.
And that's his dating profile. He's a slightly hairy salesman.
Nice. If you are interested in getting any of Josh's paintings on mugs, on mouse pads, on jigsaw puzzles, you can head over to the Etsy store and paintwithjosh.com. His Etsy link is paintwithjosh.etsy.com, and you will find all the products to your heart's desire on that website.
I've got everything. Bam, that's a cool sky right there.
So for anyone
Very cool.
just joining, this is oil painting. This is the wet on wet Bill Alexander technique made famous by Bob Ross. Josh picked up painting about 3 years ago. It's a very sad story. You can head over to YouTube, youtube.com/paint with Josh to see an intro video where Josh tells you exactly what got him into painting.
It is a sad story. All right, let's go into our, look at all of our, when I put new paint on the palette, everything wants to just run away. All right, let's go into our dark colors, our black, our crimson, our blue. Scrape up a little bit of all of them, and we'll find a nice little area to work down in here. Just mixing all those up.
You've been live for 15 minutes. You've 21,000 likes on TikTok.
Ho! 15! That's more than 1,000 per minute. You guys are killing it. Tap that screen, baby. Tap that screen. Let's take a little bit of white, take half of that dark color, and we're going to brighten it up. All right, maybe that's a little too bright. Take a little bit more of the dark color. There we go. And that's what's so cool about painting. Yours is never going to look exactly like mine because how can we both scrape up the exact mixture of paint? Right? How can we both do that? It's nearly impossible. 1 in a billion, right? Okay, let's come back with this light color. A little bit of white onto our brush just so it lightens it up. And whatever we put up here is going to become lighter. So, again, just on the one side of the brush, that kind of lightish, bluish, grayish color. And maybe far off in the distance, look at that. It's kind of hard to see on this dark colored brush. And far off in the distance, we had this little, I don't know, little mountain come down. And just start to bounce and have yours grow, do different things. Where does he come down and live, right? Maybe he comes off, he went off this way. We don't need to go too far though. We're gonna have many more, right? Leave a little bit of color so we can have little differences, little ridges in your mountain, right? And then once we come back with our 1-inch brush, start to pull it out, let it fade over here. It doesn't need to be crazy dark. It needs to be darker on the left than it does on the right, right? We fade back into nothing over here, and then a new mountain can come in. And the more we pull and push and blend, the softer, more far away our little mountain's going to become. Very cool. Don't want to go too far down into our dark area yet. Now we're going to come back. I got that same color. Why don't we grab a little bit more darkness? We'll come back and mix it in with that color, just so it darkens it up a little bit, right? But it's not pure dark. It's got a little bit of white, a little bit of that lighter color blue. Point is, it's going to be a different color than this one, right? So what if we come up here? Look at how much darker it is. See how we're staying into that lightest area? It helps push that other mountain further back. Okay, maybe we come down in here. Got a whole nother piece of rock, right? What's this guy look like? Maybe he's flatter off on the top. Who knows? And then again, just let it fade off to nothing, leaving spaces for our paint to grow. And that way we'll have what, guys? Differences in color. Look at that. Already it's lighter, it's darker in certain areas, right? Again, pulling it back, just letting it fade to nothing. Doesn't even need to do anything. Come back over here, pull it down, bounce it. All depends what it's going to look like is how your brush strokes are, right? That's determining what our mountain is going to look like. Very lightly, let it fade into nothing, right? The more we pull and twist and push and pull, it's all going to change. And then you decide when yours looks the best.
For anyone confused as to why Josh wears gloves, he wears gloves because he deals with paint thinner, and obviously
my hands
those
get dirty.
oil paints can potentially stain the skin depending on the high pigment of the color that he's using. So he does try and keep his hands clean by wearing gloves.
A little bit of white, a little bit of crimson. Makes this gorgeous pinky color. Let's put it over here. All right, the more crimson you use, the more dark pink it gets. So let's scrape up a little bit more white. Whoop, there we go. Just brighten it up, just a touch. Just a little touch. Now we're gonna come over here and we can start adding little things to our mountain, little bits of detail. Little light areas, little dark areas, little differences, right? Just by putting some paint on there, you can start to shape your rocks, change your angles, decide what you want yours to look like. You don't have to have a lot of detail back there. It's very far away, very far, right? Even got too much of that white in there. A little bit more pink, right? Changing it. Little light areas, little dark areas of that little teeny tiny mountain back there.
Nails by Leanne on YouTube says, would you ever do a live painting class in Vegas?
Oh my God, I would love to. I
Three
don't.
hours away and would definitely attend something like that.
Yeah, if I had enough demand, I would definitely do it. We can find a venue and get it done. There we go. Bam. Cool little pink little touch to it, right? But leaving those nice dark areas too. You don't want it to be crazy pink. It can't all be the same, right? And we have that little difference in our shadow back there. Very cool. Now we'll come in with our last little bit of rock, that darkest color. A little bit more paint, maybe a little black, just to darken it up as much as we can. And then a little bit higher, see how we're climbing in height? So let's go up here. Maybe this guy was like straight down.
Thank you
Well, I
so
had
much,
another
Red
little
Bed
bit.
Rebel, for the gifts. Really appreciate that.
You're the best, right? Saving that little bit of difference in color back there from the pink to the gray, just a little before you push it back with this guy. Very cool, right? All depends on what you want yours to look like. Add a little bit of darkness in there. Remember, different areas. It's gonna be really dark down around the bottom, back in the shadow, right? In my mind, anyway. Come back with our 1-inch brush. Depend on how you pull is what it's gonna look like. So maybe take the back of him and pull him off to the side. Maybe the top will pull straight down, or this guy, maybe a couple swipes down, and we had another little bit, something. You can plan out what you want your mountain to look like just by bouncing in these little details. Just like that. And they start getting closer and closer and closer. Right? Keeping it nice and dark back there. Having all those differences in color. Man, that's cool. And then you can go back and highlight it however you want.
Wacky Waveable Inflating Man, thank you so much.
Is that his name, or did someone send
No,
one?
it's an air dancer.
Oh, Wacky Waving Inflatable Arm Flailing Tube Man! London, I'm going to say it so many times that London is eventually going to get it.
I'm never going to get it.
Well, I don't want it to be so steep. Maybe we'll go off to the side like that. Very cool. Almost looks like a face.
Never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
Never gonna get it. All right, let's do. Let's add our highlights while we're over here, and we can just finish off these mountains all together, right? Why all of my paint is sliding down this clean palette. Maybe I shouldn't have cleaned it so well. Let's pull down a little bit of brown, a little bit of brown on that side. Wipe off our knife, and then we'll decide over here. We got a little bit of our white. Grab up our brown. Much more brown than white though, because the white is again so powerful it wants to make it super bright. Take our darker brown, our Van Dyke brown, man, throw it in there. Look at all those little differences in color, right? Fantastic little things. All that marbling is what you want to keep. Don't want to ruin all of that. So let's grab up some of that. Maybe come over to the side over here and just start lighting areas up, right? You had it up a little bit over there, or the light came and touched it, just kissed it right on the edge. Just by pulling our knife in certain areas, different ways, you can start to light up your mountain. A little bit of that darker color back in here, just so we have a little texture. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, a couple little shadows in there. Then you can go back in, work your brown over the top of that, and just leave what you want to show showing. Fantastic.
Rachel, Josh does use low odor mineral spirits. You can buy them from Walmart. You can buy them from Home Depot, Lowe's. That way it stops your house smelling horrible.
Yeah, the odorless is what you want to get, because we've used the brush cleaner or the this or the that, and they're very, very, very stinky. Let's take a little bit of our yellow ochre too, just to change up the color of that brown, just a touch, right? Scrape up a little. Maybe over here.
We've hit 40,000 likes.
40,000 likes. You guys are killing it. You are killing it. I love you.
If you could go ahead and press that share button and see if we can get more people in
Oh,
here.
come on. We had like 13,000 people last Sunday. We can get more than that. I will literally cry, you guys. Literally. Very cool.
Toro's in the house. Hello, Toro.
Let's come back in with our darker original color. This is what it looks like before we pull it out with our brush. And you can get all these deep, dark areas. Shadow and
I've
mystery.
never painted before. Is this possible for me to learn this at 40 years old?
Oh, definitely. I picked it up when I was 34, and I'm 37 right now. I've only been doing it for 3 years. Let's take this guy. We had a death in the family, and it caused me to watch a lot of Bob Ross just to break away from everything, and turned out I was pretty good at it. So all depends on you.
Toro, that man is my husband. This is London is hilarious.
Let's see. A couple little things. I never like it to be so perfect, so let's add a couple little differences in there. Maybe we had the light come down and it just touched in certain areas, right? Mixed in over those deeper shadows, only leaving little spots where they show up. Very cool. Very cool. All these little different colors are what's going to stand out to people's eyes. And just by letting the knife just drag over, you get all these little mixtures start to come up. Very cool.
Tori said, I know who you are.
There we go. Very neat. Again, these mountains aren't our focal point, so they don't need to be crazy.
There is a poll going on TikTok right now asking whether or not you'd be interested in subscribing to YouTube. If you would go over there and hit that subscribe button, it is free. And if you are interested in more in-depth tutorials, you can hit that join button. It is the price for fancy coffee on a monthly basis, and it will give you many more. Have you lost the brush? Are you alright?
Ah, it's over here.
What's it doing over there?
No idea.
What a weird
Looks like it's
world.
been cleaned though.
What a weird world.
All right, let's take our, what do we say? We're gonna have a green back ocean right here, right? So let's take our phthalo green, come back. This is where we're gonna decide where our horizon lives by pumping in this dark color. And then when we go over it with our white paint, everything's gonna light up and it's gonna be fantastic. All right, just working it in until my horizon has the color that I want and is as straight as I want at the base of the mountains, back and forth, just like that. All right, now we'll take in a little bit more. Gonna have a little room for our ocean to grow backwards on this downward angle, right?
Paint Your Dream Mod over on YouTube apparently wants me to do a painting. Not a chance.
Yeah, London do a painting?
Not a
I
chance.
try to get her to do them.
It's not I hate it. It's I'm just not. The magic doesn't flow out of the brush with me. The canvas doesn't talk to me like it talks to Josh.
And London is famously impatient.
Fact. I can't even carve a pumpkin without losing my mind.
True. All right, let's get a little bit of our blue now. And come down, we're gonna fill up underneath this area with a little bit of blue, but I'm gonna leave a little black section that's untouched with paint right in between those two. All right, they don't have to go color to color. You gotta have a little bit. And then we're gonna blend it down on that same angle that we did with our green. All right, same angle, a little bit more of the blue though, because this is gonna be the eye and the face of our wave is gonna be in all this blue. Fantastic. There we go. The same kind of line. You guys can see it? We can see it starting to build. Now we're gonna want, actually, let's just go into our browns. We can do it with the blue on the brush. It doesn't matter. Both the brown colors down in here in our beach. All right, just pop them in like that. The browns. Don't want to cover up all of the canvas though.
So
if you cover up all that dark, it's bad. You gotta leave some dark.
11% of the people watching right now will not subscribe on YouTube. Tell us why in the comments.
Yeah, you don't want to subscribe? Why not?
It's free.
Free to subscribe.
$7.99
And you get
to join.
cool videos like this where it's just me up here talking.
No one's asking you
Plus
to
live shows.
join. We're just asking you to subscribe. Raise those numbers for us. So if you are not interested in joining, in subscribing on YouTube, tell us why in the comments.
Again, we would love to know. All right, now let's get into some crazy waves, right? These crazy waves. Look at these different mountains back here. This guy, I don't really like this shape. There we go. Little change. There we go. All about what you want it to look like. Man, very cool. Again, going from dark to light and then hitting it with dark to light, dark to light. You gotta work it, work it, work it. Do the work. All right, let's clean off these brushes real quick. You guys tell us where you're watching from, what time it is, and what's your favorite sandwich, all while tapping that screen on TikTok for sure. Gotta tap, 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 like this. We're trying to get to 120,000. That's the goal. That's the record. The record set last weekend. If we could beat our own record, woo! I might just do free wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man dances. Is this clean now? These are okay. These are all mostly clean. Let's clean off the fan brushes. Bam, bam, bam.
Roast beef po' boy. That sounds lovely. I'm gonna make shepherd's pie for dinner tonight.
Shepherd's pie. Excellente. Are we gonna have celery in it? Or no?
Sure. Dad is watching.
Oh, Dad! I love Dad. I miss Dad's shepherd's pie.
Me too.
With the random ingredients, it was fantastic.
I miss them too.
Miss you, Dad. Hope Gibbs is good.
Turo says cheeseburger, Detroit, Michigan. It's 1:30 p.m. I
Bim.
don't know if he exaggerated the M, but.
All right, let's get a smaller fan brush. 'Cause
Bridgeport,
sometimes they're easier to work with.
Connecticut, 1:29 p.m. in Philadelphia.
Smaller fan brush. Come back into our white.
Lobster roll, 12:30 in Texas by
Ooh.
Better Butternut. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it.
Got a stray bristle over here.
1:30 p.m. Tennessee cheeseburger.
Oh, that's my stuff right there. Give me a double cheese with extra cheese. I'm good. Okay, we're going to take the white on our brush. Just go back and forth very lightly where we want our waves to be, right? We're not trying to cover up everything. That would be bad.
Utah, 11:30.
Just like that. 11:30 in Utah. Where in Utah? Because that's my home state.
Italian sandwich. Paint Your Dream World says, Josh, what is your opinion on colorless paints?
Colorless paints?
Yeah.
That have no color?
I don't know.
I don't understand. I don't understand the question. Okay, let's take a little bit of our knife, little scrape up of our titanium white, and just go along the edge of that brightest area. If we can get, there we go. Get any little bit to dump off.
I appreciate people who make us think during these lives. Average Day J, thank you so much for subscribing on YouTube. Really
You're the
appreciate
man.
it. Simply Sapphire
like that.
Radiant says 10:30 a.m. Oregon bacon cheeseburger with onion straws and sautéed mushrooms.
Oh my, a little bit more white. Come back here into our green. We need to leave room to feed it back to that little bit of water line back there, right?
Jen Smith says 12:31 Central Illinois. Lasagna. I would be down for lasagna in a sandwich. I would totally be down for lasagna in a sandwich.
Yeah, right? Okay, let's take this guy, slide him back. Just grabbing it from the front, sliding it back to the last dark area back there, right? And not going straight up. You don't want to go straight up. You got to come from the side. A little bit of a flick, a little bit of a different angle. Don't want to have too much paint on there. You get too bright a color back there, right? Now what if this guy came up, just started to crash down over here. Get all this little bit of spray coming down over the top of him, right? And what if we put just a little teeny eye in there, just the smallest amount of paint. And then we can come over here and try to get that little eye to grow just the smallest bit. There we go, keeping a little disconnect of dark color in between. Gotta have your disconnect.
Sorry, I had to go get some power.
Oh, phone was gonna die on us.
Yeah, I had to get some power.
Little bit over. Again, we don't need to show everything. We're gonna have a big crashing wave in the front over here, so don't worry about it. Okay, take this guy. Maybe we come down.
I don't know what an everything sandwich is, but I want one.
Yeah, right. Sounds tasty, whatever it is.
Indiana grilled peanut butter sandwich. Again, I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna Google it once the live is over. Sounds
Take a little
lovely.
dark line.
Ogden, Utah.
Ogden. I'm coming up to Lehigh soon. Not too far from Ogden. Little dark line right there.
I just saw your clear gesso.
Perfect. All right, let's see. Now, what are we gonna do back here? It's just a little thing. So we're gonna come back with our next wave. And this is gonna be our big guy right here. So let's get a little bit of white onto the brush. Back here, you don't need a whole lot of detail, right? Nothing's really happening back there. Maybe we could take this guy.
Pennsylvania BLT. Assumably not the name of the sandwich.
There we go. Okay.
Should be Pennsylvania and BLT.
Right. All right.
But maybe it is a sandwich. I'll have to Google it.
We're gonna come back in here. Come up. You have to come up and cover over this bit of wave in there. Pushes that part back.
I'm sorry, we need a minute real quick. Jonathan Everly just sold his version of Josh's painting Desolate Oasis.
Hey, that's awesome. I still have mine.
Saw you were at a craft fair this morning. Good job, John.
Excellent job. There we go. There's our crasher coming in, right?
We are located in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Take this guy, go back.
So it's cold here right now.
It is. It's a little chilly here right now.
Which favorite sandwich, babe?
My favorite sandwich is an Italian, spicy Italian.
with as many hot peppers as you could get in.
Yes, hot pepper me up, baby. There we go. Feeding that wave back. See how we got another little crasher back there? Starting to rotate over. You can add all sorts of details. Grab some liquid white. Maybe this guy in here, he had a really bright lip on him.
Your live calmed my toddler's tantrum.
Hey, that's cool.
That's a great comment. I think I'm going to use that for content next week on the Facebook.
There we go. I took a little bit of our
Tulip
light.
says, first time in your life, how are you?
Doing well. How about you? Right. Little things, little bits going on back there. Nothing crazy.
Thank you, Cass, for the rose. Really appreciate it.
Feeding this wave back into that wave. There we go. Letting it flow off into nothing. See how it's changing color as we come over here now? Very cool.
Josh,
Not trying to keep a straight line either.
Just do me a favor. Move into the center of the canvas. Turn around.
Yes.
Look at the camera. Just stay right there.
Okay, I'm staying right here.
Just stay right there. Just stay right there.
I'm staying. What am I supposed to do?
Just stay right there. I've got to wait for TikTok to catch up. Just
Why?
stay
Are
right
you
there.
trying to screenshot something?
No, I'm trying to send you a gift.
Do I have a booger?
No, I'm trying to send you a gift. Stay right there. Okay, here we go.
Okay, what am I doing? We're not painting in a painting show.
I know, but I wanted to send you a TikTok cap.
I don't know what that is. I never get to see what you guys see, so.
I know that was the goal, but it didn't work.
Aww.
You moved too much.
Oh, I moved too much.
Oh, there we go. We got it. We got it. We got it.
I see what you mean.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Right? I never like it to be such a straight line, so. Bam, just like that. Very cool.
It's like, what is this? Why am I standing here?
Yeah, what am I
What's
doing?
happening?
A little bit of white on our knife just to complete that little bit of wave back there. Very neat. Very neat. And maybe there was a little touch off in the distance too. Crashing against our shore over there. Right, just by scraping in a little bit of color is all we really need. And then maybe back here, we had a little bit of our water kind of feeding back into this guy. But leaving little differences, leaving areas where there's not, everything. There's so much going on over here. You know what might look cool if we throw a little rock over here? Just a little guy like he was poking up out of the water. And I got all this stuff crashing against it.
Mark Anderson on YouTube says, I used oils with my daughter a few days ago, and after using oils for a while, the acrylic just doesn't feel or look right. Once you try oils, you never.
Oh yeah, once you try oils, it's tough.
Paint Your Dream World says, Josh, do you have workshops in the area in which you are?
I wish I had enough demand for it, and then I most definitely would find a spot to do something. I was trying to get a little pink in there, but it just doesn't look right. Just didn't look right to my skull. Again, we can't cover everything, so keep some of that darkness back in here. There we go. Got to make it look right. Now, against the edge right here, maybe we had a couple little splashies.
That sounds good. Chickpea salad sandwich for lunch. It's in between a chicken and a tuna salad as far as taste. That sounds good, but I like chickpeas.
I just like chicks.
So we did a... Mandy, we did a
bit of dark
a
underneath.
ghost ship last week.
Oh, that ghost ship one was huge, and it turned out fantastic.
Yeah, that was a big painting. If you're interested in checking that out, the tutorial is over on YouTube behind the paywall. So if you're interested in doing that version, you can head over there and check that out.
This wave just didn't look right, so I had to fix it a little bit. Now we'll have to go back with our dark color.
There is a poll going on right now over on TikTok. Do you paint as well? If you do paint, please let us know in the poll and share the live. Let's see how many people we can get in here.
A little bit of liquid white in with our white. That's how we fix different things around here. Just popping in little bits of splash. Trying not to cover all of our shadowy area, right? That's not what we want.
I'm zooming in on YouTube.
Oh, did we never zoom in?
No, we didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry, YouTube guys. Get this guy to rotate over a little. There we go. There we go. That's how you do it, folks.
Apologies for anyone who just felt sick while I was zooming in. I apologize. Mandy, thank you so much for the fire sent on TikTok. Really
Fire!
appreciate it.
I'm gonna grab the white so it's extra bright. There we go. All depends on our swipes, right? I want to go back and get some more white because it tends to get a little, it mixes, right? And you see how my swipes are changing direction? That way the wave looks different. Very cool, very tumultuous in here. I like it, I like it. We got our little guy. Maybe we can just take our brush and just add a little bit of foamy bit like it's gonna rotate over right there. Very cool. Okay, now we're gonna take a little bit of our yellow, because we got a yellow sun, and our white, and let's put that inside the eye of the wave in here. Let it grow out. The yellow is gonna turn into green with the blue, and everything's gonna be gorgeous. It's gonna mix itself all on its own. So very lightly trying to leave this dark line. That is our disconnect between our bright colors, and you have to have it. So just very lightly dragging out the eye of the wave, push it out, leave that darkness. Doesn't have to be so super bright, right? Maybe push it up if we can underneath that. And then it just fades out to nothing. Again, it's not a very giant rotating wave. It's just a very soft little guy. There we go, just making it soft with my brush. Different angles, pushing that next little piece of wave back. That helps it, right? Now we can come in with our S shape and we'll have a gorgeous little crashing wave. Come in with our dark color, crimson, black, blue, all mixed up together. So you get this nice, deep, dark, kind of purpley color that's not gonna mix with any of our other colors. And maybe underneath, we'll start popping up, just pushing against it, creating that dark kind of texture. Right? Leaving the areas though where it comes down and meets that blue, that's our mystery area. Don't want to cover all that up. Go back, get some more paint because we're gonna run out.
Mandy, thank you so much for the compliment. My voice is only ever on the lives. If you want to listen to me sort of have a mad 5 minutes, you can visit my TikTok, which is London is Hilarious, and listen to my voice over and over and over again.
Yeah, right.
Should you choose to do so.
There we go. I'm gonna have a big old splash in here so we don't have to do any back basing of our ocean back there. All right, now we've got our little thing. Looks fantastic. This guy's starting to rotate over and lose my black line, which I cannot have. I gotta have this dark line in there. So push it in, twist your brush, make sure you have that disconnect of color because you can't have the color on top of the color.
Guys, if you are interested in watching Josh do that crazy dance again, all you can do is tap that air dancer and you can watch him make a fool of himself for a couple of seconds.
Oh, man. Hi, I'm Al Harrington, owner of
Stop
Dyke.
it. What's the point of you doing it?
I'm not doing anything. I'm just saying it.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. See if we can get any little bits of detail to
Michelle Rose,
rotate
hello.
back on that wave. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, they have to make sense though. Excellent. Got this whole thing just rotating, 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 rotating.
Mandy, there are always birds in every one of Josh's paintings. You've got to stay till the very end to see
Oh, I was
birds.
just gonna say I'd put them in right now.
There will be birds in the painting, I promise.
Gotta add in just a little bit of dark for our rotating splash, right? All right, now we'll come in and light that splash up with a little bit of our liquid white and our white and whatever yellow got mixed in right there too. It doesn't really matter. Just so it's a little bit lighter and stickier than the rest, and then we'll come back up here and start popping in little bits.
Hey, baby,
Just
you
like
got
that.
8,000 followers on TikTok.
Oh my God, we hit 8,000?
Yeah.
That's amazing. You guys are rad. I love every single one of yous. All right, just by tapping in with the corner of the brush. And all of a sudden we start to create all these cool little things. Don't want to cover up all of the spray though, right? All of those shadows. I'm gonna turn our brush, rotate over. Maybe a couple up there, a couple not. Very cool. Not every piece has to be lit up with light, right? You're never gonna see every little bit of crashing wave or crashing spray or anything like that. Man, that's cool. Very cool. Don't want to do too much, obviously. Now, I kept it right at that spot where we had our brown beach, right? So we're only in the blue and green section with our foam up here. And we don't want it to be so super bright. But I don't want to cover everything. And you don't have to do it with a fan brush. let's try it with our half round, but only on like the bottom half. I don't want to get crazy. All right, get a different little spray, different details with this brush, more little white areas, differences, right? Don't want it to all look the same though. That's not what I'm going for anyway. Clean that brush off. You can.
Super hungry.
Super hungry? I'm thinking like double cheeses for lunch.
Sounds like a
Somebody said double cheeseburger. I was like, woo!
If you wrote cheeseburger in the comments, hit that cheeseburger and let us know where your favorite cheeseburger is from.
Yes. All right, remember we have our light and then we have our dark shadows too, so we can't cover up all that. Can't meet. We don't want them to touch. Now let's come in here, grab some more white. Guess what? We just paint mainly with white paint. That's literally it. Gonna have it blend in with all the color underneath here. So if our water came down, right, and we start to throw our foam in, again, we want to keep whatever you want yours to look like, keep that shape. Don't just go crazy, right? Plan it out. And then we're going to come back in here before we start to even think about rotating up. You got to pull it back, right? This deep darkness, that's shadow from our sun. You don't have to see every single piece of that, right? And then maybe as we get all the way back to the end, you start to rotate up, right? And then we can see the wave is starting to curl. And that's what I like anyway.
You know what I kind of want? I know we're not going to get it, but I kind of want a smash burger.
Oh, a smash burger.
Because of the onions on it. But smash burger's clear the other side of town to us.
Oh, definitely.
Why is there no smash burger near us? Smash burger, if you're listening, please build a smash burger near our house.
Look at that. All depends on what you want your wave to look like, right? You can shape it.
Again, if cheeseburgers are your thing, let us know in the comments where you buy cheeseburgers from.
Man, that looks cool right there, guys. Don't want to overdo it. Don't want to add too much detail. How many people we got watching? What was the highest number on TikTok that we had watching?
2,000.
Huh?
2,000.
We had 2,000 people watching?
Uh-huh.
My little goodness. All right, we're going to brighten up all the sand in our beach. So
Smash Burger or Five Guys. I'm not really a fan of Five Guys, but I like Smash Burgers.
a little bit of our yellows, a little bit of the red.
Smash Burger Burgers.
All right, so we have all this cool color. Looks a lot like that.
They're stringy onions.
All right, now we're going to come in here, start to pull down and let that color kind of mix in. A little bit more bright yellow in there. If we really want it to show.
Homemade, that's fair. Not even mad at that.
Right underneath, but leaving that dark line. You don't want to come too close and have too much, you got to have that disconnected color.
Oh my goodness, Better Butternut just sent an air dancer.
Wacky Waving Inflatable Arm Flailing Tube Man! I'm Hal Harrington, owner of Wacky Waving Inflatable Arm Flailing Tube Man and Painting Warehouse. And we're here to pass these painting tips along to you!
Absolutely amazing.
There we go. Just working that yellow in and letting it mix with our brown. Don't have to have it the same everywhere.
She said 2 of them.
Wacky Waving Inflatable Arm Flailing Tube Man. I'm getting my workout in today. Woo!
She sent 2 of them. Amazing. Thank
You're
you
awesome.
so much, Better Butternut. Really appreciate that.
All right, let's work this color out now. I don't want it to have streaks like that. So let's pull it out, but leave that dark line so we don't have to go back and put it in later. All right? Oh, look at that beach. Look at that sandy, wet water beach right there. Again, trying to leave a little bit of dark line. You don't see how it's already looks like it's sitting up above the sand? That's that dark line. And if you lose that disconnect of color, you're really going to be angry because it's hard to go back and put it in. Just like that. Oh my! You can see it's like an inch, big old thick bit of foam up here. Very cool. And then you decide what you want it to look like, right? Very nice. We don't have 2,000 people watching right now.
No.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the roses, Better Butternut. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, this painting is a...
23 of those roses. Thank you.
You're the best, Better. She's better than all the other butternuts.
She's the best butternut.
All right, now let's come back in. How long have we been going for?
We've been live for
Not even for an
49
hour.
minutes.
All right, let's come in and let's say we'll take a little bit of that dark color and just add in a few little things underneath those white areas. Doesn't even have to be in every spot, right? Just so it just helps it raise it up a little bit more. It'll give us something to mix in with. Different areas where our foam is a little bit thicker, right? There we go. And then we can go back in and change it and do whatever we need to do if we need to do that. Just keep that dark disconnected color in there. That's the goal. That is the goal. And that way it splits up our water from our sand, right? Very cool. Oh, heck.
What'd you do now?
I grabbed some color from somewhere and got it down here. It's all right.
Oh, no.
Just take it, blend it away.
The blendability. Babe, we just got another air dancer.
Wacky waving inflatable arm, flailing tube man, and painting warehouse. Oh God, I almost hit the painting. That was nuts. No more wacky wavings until I'm done. Oh my goodness, no. We're here to pass these painting tips along to you!
Thank you so much, Cassandra. Really appreciate it.
One of my favorite Family Guy episodes. I love that show. You can ask London. I'm constantly watching it. The new episodes, too, are hilarious. There we go. See how we're changing the angle of the wave as it's crashing by throwing our water off in different directions? Very, very neat.
Well, if you tune in every Friday and every Sunday and you want to watch Josh make a fool of himself, sending air dances is the quickest way to do it.
Yeah, very true. There we go. Starting to climb up the face. All right. Keeping our angles right, though. We can't have it get too crazy. All that thick foam. You don't really have to see through a lot of it either.
White Castle cheeseburgers.
White Castle.
So tasty.
There we go. Those, I got to disagree with you on that.
Yeah, well.
White Castle is not a, cheeseburger that Paint with Josh likes anyway.
Nobody else for your opinion.
True.
No, I'm just joking.
There we go.
Holly, thank you so much for the fire. We got 11 fires going real quick.
Oh my goodness. Call Smokey the Bear. We got fires. Bam. Just like that over here. Letting these guys mix in. Creating that lip of our wave and its nice wet texture to it. Very cool. Let's see. You know what? Actually, let's try this. Let's get a little bit of our white.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
Wendy's
we had
Junior
like a
bacon cheeseburger. I could do with a Wendy's cheeseburger. There's Wendy's right down the street.
Why is everyone ruining my McDonald's fantasy?
Because Wendy's cheeseburgers are smaller, and I'm supposed to go for lunch with Goddess. But I really want a cheeseburger now.
There we go. Just adding a couple little bits of maybe a little bit more foamy splash where the water was about to come over. Just helps the wave look more real to me.
What causes an oil painting to not dry? It's been a month and it's still wet.
Oh my goodness! How much? How thick is your layer of paint? Do you have really thick areas? Like I try not to use too much paint, even though it's very colorful. We're not using a whole huge amount of paint, and that's why I can get mine to dry so quickly, especially after blending it. Right? Even when I put the brush up and I do all the details and stuff like we just did, I'll take it and blend it.
You're right, Toro. Tomorrow night we are having Arby's because I have to. Oh my goodness, Better Button up just sent a whole cheeseburger thing. I don't know what that was. I've never seen that before.
A whole cheeseburger thing.
Thank you so much. A chef's kiss. It had a burger and a drink and some fries. That was amazing.
Nice. There we go.
Tomorrow,
details.
Tomorrow, Turo, we will do the Arby's challenge. I will film myself eating one of those wretched Diablo burgers.
There we go. A couple little bits of white for detail.
I will put it up on my page just for your enjoyment.
All right. Now, let's see if we can't get a little bit of our liquid white back in with our titanium white so it becomes nice and sloppy and wet. My favorite. And then we'll come back here just over the top of our dark line that we had back there, adding a couple little bits, little water details, just like that.
Almost at 60,000 likes, guys.
Oh my goodness, guys. Come on. You guys are amazing. Make us feel so good. There we go. A little bit of water. Maybe this guy connected out here. Who knows? Went back like that. All depends on what you want yours to look like. Right, maybe out here.
Oh no. God, I said, London, I'm going to get ready so I can hit the door when you're ready. I'm in a robe. Oh my goodness.
London is less than ready.
Maria is here with the dancing cactus. Thank you
Hey,
so much.
I don't know what it looks like, but I'm sure
It's super
like
cool,
this.
babe.
I never get to see all these gifts. Even when I watch the live replay back,
It's like
the gifts don't come.
the saddest thing because you can't see
London gets to see all the cool stuff, and I'm just stuck up here creating, right? There we go. Now we might just sneak a little bit of our white just off the back of the knife. It's a kind of a hard thing to do. Just have a little bit of foamy details in it. You don't want to have too much, right? Don't want to pull them too far back either. And it's weird because I'm using the knife. We normally would slide it this way. I'm going against the grain of it, which again, takes practice. And sometimes I mess it up too, so don't worry. Man, just like that. Very cool. And again, it gives you that those little floating foamy bits on top of that light area of foam, right? Little things, very cool. Lots of detail in there. A lot of detail.
Oh, Maria, thank you so much. She said, I'm so very proud of you, Josh. And London, you're the best.
Oh, Maria?
Yeah, Maria.
Maria. Isn't that
Ave
a... There we go. Perfection. Man, this is like it's just floating out there, just waiting for some more. Right?
Mark
So what we
Anderson
take...
says, nearly 7 p.m. here and I've already eaten, but all this burger talk's making me hungry.
A little bit of our yellow. I don't want to have too much red in there, actually. That's like too orangey of a color.
Sonic or Rallies is better than McDonald's. See, Roberta's in Ohio. That is where they have Rallies. We do not have one here.
Right.
Maria
Is
says
that like Carl's Jr.?
we
Rallies?
should do another painting challenge on TikTok, Josh.
What kind of challenge? What have we got in mind?
I don't know, but it would be cool to do a duet or a live or something.
True. Let's see. Bam. Chucking in a little extra line of foam that's come around. This is the guy that's been out here before this big crasher came in.
He should be the artist. You should be the singer. No, definitely not. I am the bearer of bad news.
Okay, we just pull it back, shape it. Get all that, because what is the foam? It's just a mess. It's just a foamy mess. It's never all going to be in the same spots. You know what I mean?
Acrylic versus oil. That's a great challenge. We should do that.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm so down. Let's come up with it and do's it. A little bit of white with our blue mixed in, just to change things up. Little
Rita,
different
thank
things.
you so much for the compliment, but singing is not my bag.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah, maybe it should be. Maybe psychic ability should be my bag given this past weekend.
Yeah, right. Don't scare everybody with that.
All
All right, a little bit more.
Says oils dash better.
I like oils better. I just can't make acrylic do what I want it to
Thank
do.
you so much for the sub stars. Really appreciate it. I'll match your sub stars.
Man, that's cool. Very, very cool, folks. If we can get just the slightest, softest little pull back into our wave with no pressure at all. There we go. No pressure.
Cassandra says, how hard is it to paint the water first and go back and add the mountains?
Well, I wouldn't do it that way just because it makes it more difficult. You know, it's easier. I always start furthest away and then start adding on layer and layer and layer and layer and layer until we're down here at the bottom. So if you do it backwards, I don't have any tips about how to do that because that's backwards to my brain. But people paint all sorts of stuff differently, so.
Jackie Carza, I don't know why I said Carver, I'm sorry, Jackie. Do any of you have a Culver's? There's a Culver's in Utah.
There is a Culver's in Utah, and that's a good spot. My dad's taken us there before.
Yep, Louisa Baldwin said, I just had dinner too. We're making everybody hungry.
Yeah, there we go. A little bit of that foam under our shadow underneath our foam.
I wish I knew what the right lottery numbers were to play.
Oh, about being psychic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I knew that.
Yeah, we just played, and it didn't turn out.
Well. Did not go well.
Let's see if we can't add there we go. Just a touch. Different things happening. Different colors, different things. Maybe a little touch of that reddish orange just to change it up in different spots like the light came in. Maybe a little bit of our pink in different areas. Just change it up however you think it might look. Is how you do
I
it.
think maybe me and Goddess will go to Habit Burger.
Oh.
And I can get myself a burger.
Are you going to give me McDonald's before you leave then?
No, you can go get a McDonald's cheeseburger. I'll get ready. When you get back, I will go to Habit Burger.
Ah. And leave me to edit my video for...
Yep.
Oh, should we show people the video coming out on Wednesday?
No, we should not.
Okay. I love you guys, but London doesn't want you to see it.
I'm just kidding. Where is it?
It's right there. That one.
This is the one.
Yeah, the waterfall one. And then we're going to put the birds in. Nobody go anywhere. Nobody go anywhere.
Okay. Nobody leave.
Nobody leave. Here we go. This is what's happening on TikTok. What's on the screen?
The poll is up.
This is the one that's going to come out this next Wednesday. So if you're interested in painting a cool little waterfall cabiny scene, subscribe on my YouTube. They come out for free every Wednesday. And this one was a lot of fun. I did it in about 47 minutes. And it's got about 3 minutes of bloopers at the end because I just could not nail the intro. I don't know why. Just couldn't do it.
Dad is back.
Dad's watching.
Hello, Dad.
Then we can throw a couple little bits of our like sea foamy details just floating on top of the water in our liquid white.
Roberta's gonna make burgers for dinner. Look what we've started.
Yeah.
Look what we've started. I am still making shepherd's pie for dinner. That will not change.
That's gonna be
But
fantastic
in
too.
the interim, I will have a teriyaki burger from Habit.
Mmm. All right, I really need my liquid white to stay liquidy and white and not blend in with that blue. So one swipe is most of the time all you can really get before it starts to change. All right. Now let's see. We'll put a couple little details in here. And we have these guys coming in and they just start to climb up the face of the wave. Right? Rotation. That's what it's about. Then you can always go back and kind of erase whatever you don't want to see back in here. You can go back and blend it all
Cassandra
out.
said, Mom made shepherd's pie this week. Shepherd's pie tonight in my house.
Nice. Shepherd's pie is fantastic.
Nice and warm.
Right? It's been cold here in Vegas. Blend these guys out or in, however you want.
See, look, it's perfect. The child would like picking up. You could go get the child, go to McDonald's. It's a good day.
It's a great day for me, seems.
Why is it a bad day for you?
I said it's a great day for me, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Fill in that little spot back in there. Now, I never like them to be so perfect again, so we have got to come back. Just alter them a little bit. Try not to bring too much of that light color up. We got to have that disconnect, that darkness in there.
Better button up. Coming in with those balloons. Thank you so much. Deborah Poole says, love your wife's accent.
There we go. Me too. That's why I married her.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome, honey. There we go. You can fix that one we didn't like. Little things. You don't have to bring them all the way to the top. You're going to lose all of our rotating motion if you bring them all the way up to the top. There has to be shadow underneath there, right? Maybe we take a little bit of blue so it's not so bright, and we can add a few more little details up into our wave, but I don't want them to stand out so super bright. Even like that guy's too bright over there. I'm going to have to blend him out. Now maybe after taking some of this blue, right, we can come back in here and get some little details, darker veins across the eye of the wave, right? A little bit of darkness in there. Don't want it to be too bright.
Ooh, that sounds lovely. Roberta Harris coming in with the Texas straw hats last night, and people here being like, what's Texas straw hat? I'm pleased you guys asked because I had no idea either. This is chili on Fritos topped with cheese.
Ooh.
That sounds like heartburn in a bowl.
Yeah,
but
right.
I'm here for it.
There we go. A couple little things over the top of the shadow. Maybe I just a few little drops coming down like they were about to come down and hit. Or we can swipe them away and keep it nice and dark back there. Just like that. Very cool. Take these guys very softly, work them back up into the wave, and then we'll be just about done. Take that guy and blend him out. There we go. Very cool. I like all the different colors in our water down here too. Very neat. Let's get a little bit of blue and a little bit of white. And that just really, the blue is so powerful.
I dig that, Roberta. I just didn't know what they were, so I'm grateful that other people asked.
What are they?
I like that name better. Texas straw hats. Sounds like it sounds like heartburn in a bowl.
Ah.
But I'm for it.
For it. A little bit of blue out here. Just a reflection off of our blue bit of our sky way out the top. Doesn't have to all be the same, of course. Fantastic.
Maybe I'll make chili in the week.
I'm down for some chili.
Yeah, we'll do shepherd's pie tonight. I'll make some chili with some cheese and some sour cream. For anyone in the comments, do beans go in chili, yes or no? Seems to be a controversial topic.
It shouldn't be. Beans go in chili.
I know, but apparently beans don't go in chili.
Where the heck do they go then?
They go on toast!
Well, what goes in the chili? There we go.
The temperature
Just
right now
softly.
in Vegas is actually not that cold. It sounds a bit like a wuss.
Yeah, it's not too bad right now.
It's 60 right now.
I was actually out without
kidney
a
beans.
without a jacket.
Lydia on YouTube says no beans in chili.
Well, what the heck's supposed to go in there then? What are you chewing on if there's no beans?
Meat, I guess.
Just meat.
Would you like shepherd's pie for dinner or chili tonight?
Shepherd's pie.
With the creamy mashed potato.
Oh yeah, shepherd's pie for sure.
Josh.
Yeah. Shepherd's pie for
It's
sure.
warmer in Kentucky than it is in Vegas. What is happening in the world?
I know, that's kind of bullcrap. There we go. A little bit of darkness into our thing, just to have that little touch of difference.
Beans on toast is fantastic. For anybody in the comments saying beans on toast is wrong,
It is wrong.
you obviously shut up. You obviously have not
All right.
been in England or understand the culture in England, which is beans on toast, cheese, beans on toast with an egg on top, anything.
Peanut butter jelly with an egg on top, or with a baseball bat. Beans on toast with an egg on top.
Yes, it is a poor man's meal, and I'm all here for it. But they have to be Heinz baked beans. I don't know about these American beans on toast. I feel like they wouldn't be the same.
Just flattening this out just a little bit, guys.
See, I have an English boyfriend who made me try it. Perfect. If you didn't like it, there must be something wrong with you.
It's your fault if you didn't like it.
No,
There
I'm
we
just
go.
kidding. We also like beans in jacket potatoes. Oh, we could eat beans on everything.
All right, let's see what it'll look like if we take a little bit of our dark color, just to see, with our paint thinner on it. And then we're going to come in here and just make little things.
Cheryl just said, no beans in chili, isn't that a man-witch?
True. There we go. Just little differences, little things, little bits of stuff that are all floating back in. Shadows, light.
Chili with cheese. Definitely chili with cheese. And sour cream. And beans. Beans go in chilies, but not the same beans that you put on toast. That's weird.
Yeah, definitely not.
You can't have toast with kidney beans on top. That's odd. Yeah,
Little things,
you can
guys.
put anything in a jacket potato. Beans in a shepherd's pie are awesome. Louisa, I think we're going to have to start reevaluating what's happening.
Don't upset
I
London.
like corned beef hash with baked beans on the side. That's what I dig. But I don't know whether beans and shepherd's pie would be awesome. Baked potato loaded with chili on top. That sounds fantastic. Tell us your absolute favorite thing to eat.
Very cool.
Baked beans, not kidney beans. I mean, all right, Louisa. All right. I mean, I'm not.
You don't hate that?
No, I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Try it.
There we
It's
go.
amazing. The problem is I'm gonna have to eat it myself. That's the problem, because no one else is gonna say yes to that in my house.
Not in this family.
Yeah, it has to be Heinz baked beans on toast.
Look at all these little bits of dark. Now that we've gone over and made everything nice and soft, these can be little areas of rock where the water can seep in. Oh, it's fantastic. It's not just a perfect sandy beach. You get these areas where it's really rocky.
I gotta be honest, favorite food is fish, salmon, tuna, yellowtail. I can't make you wrong there. That happens to be my favorite too.
London loves that too.
And then I wake up in the morning and eat baked beans on toast.
Right? Woo, guys, this one's turning out fire. All these colors, the reflections, the little rocky areas. It's fantastic. Fantastic. And this dark just lets the area sit up a little bit more.
I will tell you, if you're looking for a great recipe website, you can go to I Wash You Dry. It is a fantastic recipe
Let's do one more little rock.
site if you are in need of new recipes. That would be the site that I would recommend. I made tamale casserole from there in the week. Doesn't sound very good, but I promise you it was super tasty. Super easy.
It was good.
Cornbread, cream, sweet corn. I know my dad is least impressed by the words cream, sweet corn. He doesn't
Yeah,
like sweet
cream.
corn
I mean,
in
I
any
didn't
shape.
like that part either, but
Yeah, okay.
there we go. A little bit of a.
Could you have just lied to them and told them that you enjoyed it?
I mean, it was good, but I didn't like thinking about cream corn because I don't like cream corn. But I just put that out of my head, and I was like, okay, let's get it done. Ooh, nice little rock right there.
And just hold our nose and eat this rubbish
Right.
that my wife made.
No.
You don't need to lie to the people, babe.
There we go.
You don't need to lie to the people.
There we go. Look at that, guys. Fantastic. Remember, some of this stuff doesn't even have to be.
Yeah, see, Cassandra could
foam.
stay around. She just said cream sweet corn, yum. Yes,
Yum.
Cassandra. You and me, forever.
Forever and a day.
Yeah, with just a wheelbarrow of cream sweet corn.
There we go. That's better. Now we got all these gorgeous colors in our sand. I didn't like how the foaminess
Apparently
was
it's a
turning out.
thing. Roberta Harris just said baked corn pudding. Apparently it's a thing. Well, here we go, Roberta. You'll probably get a kick out of this. So the
There we
muffin mixture.
The muffin man, the muffin
cream,
man.
cream sweet corn, chili powder, 2 eggs, half a cup of milk. Put that in the bottom of a glass dish. Bake that for 20 minutes. Once it's done, get it out, sort of mess it up a little bit. On top, put shredded chicken, enchilada sauce, green chilies. Mix it all in a bowl with some extra cheese. Throw that on top, put it back in the oven for another 20 minutes, cover it in cheese. Absolutely fantastic.
All right, let's get a little bit of our brown over here just to highlight this guy. Just on half of him, though. Want to leave a lot of areas of mystery, right? We're not going to see all that mountain or that little rock down here. Let's even throw a little bit of water, just kind of maybe trailing off of him like that. There we go. He just got a little bit wet from these guys down in front.
It's corn. A big lump with knobs. It has the juice.
It's got the juice. There we go. Bam, bam, bam. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing oceans.
There you go. I dropped some corns
There we
in
go.
the chat.
Corns.
You can head over to iwashyouDry.com. The recipe is up there. This is not a sponsored live. I wish
I
it
know. I
was.
can't believe you're telling people to go somewhere
Oh,
else
stop it.
during our
It's
live.
entirely different. It's not like it's a conflict of interest. You don't write recipes.
I write terrible recipes.
And you can look it up there. It's the
Just like
chicken tamale casserole is what it is over there.
It was pretty good.
Super tasty.
It was pretty good, guys. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's add the birds in, and we'll throw the signature.
I think we should do Sundays cooking them.
Should we do a UFO in this one? Is the question. It turned out so good.
It's
I don't
already
know if I want to.
11:15, babe.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
then no.
That's up to you.
One that
If
doesn't want to
you
be
want-
with you guys anymore.
If you want a UFO in the painting, please write down below whether or not you would be interested in getting a UFO in the painting.
There we go. There's the old family. Now, those birds represent myself, my wife, and my daughter, and they are fantastic. They go into every single painting as part of the signature, and that's how you can really tell it's an old Paint with Josh one, right? Let's put our signature down here today in the foam. There's probably way too much paint on this brush here, but it's okay. We're going to make it work. Gonna make it work, baby. Bam, right there. Probably
Louisa
the worst
Baldwin
signature
says no
ever.
UFO, but a tree would be amazing.
A tree? Where are we going to put a tree? There's really no room for a tree. I mean, you could huck a giant palm tree in over this, but I don't want to cover up all of that stuff. All of that fantasticness. What would it look like if we took just a little bit of this guy and just made him a little, you know, oh, we were going to add a rock back here that it was crashing onto. I nearly forgot. nearly forgot that rock. So a little bit of black, a little bit of crimson again down in here. Make that dark kind of purpley color. And let's not get too much into the foam. Just make this rock kind of shaped like that.
4 minutes left on the poll whether or not you want a UFO in the painting. If you do not want a UFO, click that no button. We're currently at 66% no.
66 no's. There we go. A little bit of dark rock we're splashing onto over here.
Dad says, like it.
Thanks, Dad. Pulling it out, blending it in. Don't want to cover up all that light at the base. There we go. Now, what's shadow? What's rock? Where's the water crashing against? Very cool.
But
We go highlight it.
Roberta Harris says, I have one of Josh's paintings without the birds.
That's true. She's got one of the only ones. There we go. Just a little bit. Got to save some of the dark. All right, come back up here.
If you're currently watching on YouTube and you haven't hit that subscribe button on YouTube, it does make a lot of difference, and it is free to do.
Just like that. Yeah, it really helps us out if you guys subscribe. We can reach more people. YouTube thinks we're cool, and they'll show us to more people, right? Which is all about getting in front of more eyeballs, is the whole thing. There we go. Just like that. Bam. Man, that's cool. This signature, though, gotta go. That was just, did not like it. There we go. All right, come back in. And let's darken it up. Maybe it was just too bright of a signature for old Josh. Let's do it in the brown down here.
Turo, thank you so much for staying for the duration of the live. Really appreciate everybody who's
You
here
are
right
amazing. How many people did, oh, we won't know the total number, I guess.
No, we won't, not till we,
There we go. This will be a nice hidden signature. People are like, did Bob Ross paint that? Oh, no, there's a JK. I see.
Just kidding.
There's the old JK. Now it's so, it's so dark you can't even see it.
I think TikTok is obsessed with Aaron Carter this morning, which totally understand. Sad passing of Aaron Carter yesterday at 11 o'clock in Los Angeles. So I understand that a lot of people are elsewhere having conversations about that.
All right, folks. Man, this one turned out good, babe.
If you are interested in buying this painting or any other painting that Josh has done, you can head over to paintwithjosh.etsy.com. If you follow him on YouTube, that would be youtube.com/paintwithjosh. He is only paintwithjoshk on Instagram and TikTok. Everywhere else is paintwithjosh, no K. There are birds in there. There are 3 birds in there. Those 3 birds represent our family. And yeah, we absolutely love the fact you guys hung out with us. So thank you so much for joining us on this fine, freezing cold Sunday morning.
Freezing cold Sunday morning. For a gorgeous seascape. Take everybody away from the cold, right? I can imagine being right here, just chilling.
Need a little deck
Cool.
chair.
Yeah, need a lawn chair out here. Very neat. Tip these guys, all that color in there.
Yep, we had an 80% on the no for UFO.
Well, I guess no UFO then. There we go. You can change the look of your beach just like that. So simply and easily. I like leaving a dark area though.
Louisa Baldwin said, I just realized I'm a Super Squad member on my son's account and not this one.
Well, you're going to have to go watch the replay on that. Because this one will go right behind the paywall after a couple hours. I think noon our time is when the YouTube video gets hidden.
40 minutes.
No, 3
There
o'clock,
we go.
sorry.
Thank
3
you very
minutes.
much. If you are
12
interested in
midnight, okay.
rewatching this live, you can head over to YouTube. It'll be available until 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, after which time it will go behind the Super Squad wall so that you can watch it at a later time for $7.99 a month. Really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Thank you so much for all the wacky, wavy, inflatable air
those are so
floating
much
men. Really, really, really appreciate it.
Woo.
And all the other gifts you guys sent.
Try to clean these brushes. Yeah, the gifts really help you guys. We love you. You can check out my Amazon wish list, and that helps get us supplies and help us create more cool paintings. We can't buy them all ourselves, right? Woo! That is so cool. And again, Lemon said you can go over to Etsy.com, paintwithjosh.etsy.com, and buy this painting or any other painting that we have available in the store over there. Very cool, very simply and easily. It looks like all this water is just about to rotate over. So neat. So neat.
Thank
Alright.
you so much for joining us, guys. Really appreciate it. Do you want to get him out of here, babe?
We just gotta finish this last little thing. There. Okay. All right. Well, we want to thank you guys for tuning in, for all the love, for the stars, for the gifts, for the taps on the screen, and all the fun stuff that we get to do and have fun with you guys. So until we see you guys again next time, take care, have the rest of a good day, and bow! That's it. Get him out of here, babe. We are done for the day. This turned out fantastic. Whew. Whoever's buying this is a lucky person, let me tell you.